Please rise for the singing of our national anthem, performed by Westlake High School senior Lance Procyse.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning and welcome to the 2024-25 school year in the Eanes Independent School District. My name is Jonathan Arell, and I am honored to be invited back to MC this year's Convocation celebration. I started out in the CDC, went through Cedar Creek Elementary, and I will now be a 7th grader at Hill Country Middle School this year. In the spirit of the Olympics, this year's convocation is packed with outstanding student performances, videos, and of course, a highly anticipated ping pong match in between me and Dr. Arnett. Loser has to shave his head. Just kidding, but yes, I'm so happy to be here back in front of all of you wonderful teachers and staff. I am also especially honored to begin the program with the long-standing tradition of roll call in Eanes. Please turn your attention to the screens.
Good morning and welcome to the 2024 Convocation celebration. I hope you had a relaxing summer. My name is Olivia, and on behalf of all the students in Eanes ISD, I want to thank you for making a positive difference each and every day. We are asking everyone to join in on celebrating all of our campuses and departments. Please give a round of applause for all as we start off with BCE.
BCE started off because we're the best. My name is Malcolm. I'm a first grader at Barton Creek Elementary. Let's make some noise for the Blue Jays. Hi, my name is Rahi, and I'm a 2nd grader at Bridgepoint Elementary. Hear for the Bobcats.
Hi, my name is Goyam.
And my name is Whitney.
We are 3rd graders at Cedar Creek Elementary. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Let's give it up for CCE. Hi, my name is Shiloh, and I'm a 4th grader at Eanes Elementary, home of the Mustangs. Everyone, welcome the Mustangs with your loudest cheer. My name's Leticia, and I'm a 2nd grader at Forest Hill Elementary. Let's give a warm welcome to the Falcons.
Hi, my name is Alden. I am a first grader in Valley View Elementary. Let's hear it for the Cardinals.
All right. That's a good effort by the youngsters, but I know we can do better. My name is Olivia, and I'm a 7th grader at Hill Country Middle School, and I know y'all can give a big roar for the Cougars.
Hill Country, you're whack. My name's Zach, and I'm a 7th grader at Westridge Middle School. Can we pump it up for the Wildcats?
Whatever, y'all. Everyone knows that Westlake is the best. I'm Maris. I'll be a senior this year. Let's get rowdy and here for the Shaps.
Don't forget our ATS crew. My name is Will. Let's give a picture out for our ATS teachers and staff.
Great job, everyone. Now let's recognize some of the other departments within the district. Let's hear it for our amazing staff at Central Administration.
To the hardworking individuals that keep all of our technology working, Technology Services.
To those who take care of some of our youngest, Eanes Care and After School Care.
How about our technical theater students who make this look like a Broadway show?
My favorite department, keeping us nice and full, child nutrition.
Get us safely to and from school each day, our amazing transporting team. And the people who raise millions of dollars to fund teachers and support our district in so many ways, the Eanes Education Foundation.
Keeping us safe every day, the Eanes ISD Police Department.
And finally, our maintenance and operations team, which includes rentals, safety, and our hardworking custodian and grounds crew.
I can't believe how Miss B even did that. How did she get fairies to come to the library?
The library is so much more than books. It's like a gateway to the universe almost. There's like STEAM activities the kids can do. They can build with Legos. Of course, they can check out books. She just makes this a place where kids are really excited to learn and grow.
She wants us to use our creativity and use it to make very cool stuff.
Every time I see her, every single time, she has a smile for me, a warm word, a book recommendation. I just feel so at home here. And if I feel that way, I know that students feel that way as well.
Even as a staff member, when you come in and you're working on this great lesson and things, she thinks about you and how you want to teach, but she's also keeping the kids in mind so we can really collaborate and just do what's best for the kids at Valley View.
She reads the best books. Miss B is an awesome librarian, It is very helpful to everybody.
It's symbiotic. They allow me to be who I am in the library, and hopefully I allow them to be who they are as well. So we have a literacy dog I read every Friday. I started reading to the babies next door. I read from the infants to the 2-year-olds, and it's been an amazing gift.
You can talk, you can read, you can build something, you can draw. It's just a huge community.
Every single kid that comes through here really feels that from her and gets to have a safe space where they know they're loved and cared for and appreciated, and someone who can help them kind of find their way and pave their path.
It made me feel like no one's gonna ignore me and I'm seen. She's the bestest teacher in the whole wide galaxy. Congratulations, Miss B.
Congratulations, Miss B.
I mean, history's old, and when 7th graders hear that, they think, well, I don't want to hear about all those back in those days. But he always has a way of bringing it to life and bringing it current.
Matt was always destined to be a great teacher, not just because he's intelligent and creative and innovative, but because he has this huge heart as big as Palo Duro Canyon.
They will remember him when they become adults and look back and go, that guy touched my life. He was important. He cared. He truly cared.
He's really engaging, and even though history is not my favorite subject, it was my favorite class because he helped me learn the material.
So I hope they can come to the realization that history doesn't have to be boring, that it's full of colorful characters, wild stories, and it's really just about how those stories are told. So I think it's about a love of just history in general, as well as just kind of a love for learning, that doesn't matter how old you get, you're always learning something, and to try to find ways with whatever it is to find joy in it.
You hope that when you send your student to school that they fall in love with the content and that they are loved and cared for as an extension of your household.
First thing that he says to you when he sees you in the hallway before class, hey, how are you doing? How's the day been going? And then it makes you feel like someone you can really talk to.
I love what I do. I love my kids. I always tell them that they're my kiddos, and I truly feel that. And so I think it's establishing rapport with the kids to know that from day one I've got their back.
He has made me appreciate school a bit more, and he's also shown me that teachers are real people too.
She's not just teaching them the content, like she's connecting with them in a meaningful way. She's, sweet and loving and funny, and she gets to know them for who they are. And so they just feel seen with her.
She just helps me out in a lot of ways to make me feel happy and just helps me get to the right place.
She's really nice and kind, and that's what makes her an amazing teacher.
Sarah is very calm. I think her calm presence is a huge reason why kids connect with her. She's very vulnerable and honest with them, and that allows them to feel really safe in the classroom.
I feel like with teaching, there's that aspect where you find this fulfillment in kind of being there for them that you don't find in other professions, where you're having this impact on other people, and you get to see that, and you get to be a part of it day in and day out. So I find that really fulfilling.
She helped me know right from wrong, and she helped me make my writing better. And now that it's way better, just helped me from 2nd grade to 3rd grade. It's a big leap. So she just helped make that leap easier.
What makes Sarah stand out is she has this natural love of learning that just comes out. She definitely empowers her kids to want to learn and be intentional learners and be curious and creative. And she models it for them, and then really does an amazing job at giving them the space to do it themselves.
My favorite memory was whenever we were in the hall and I figured out that she was the teacher at the end. It really made my day.
Congratulations, Miss Russell.
What great teachers we have here in Eanes. We also have great leadership in our Board of Trustees. Please help me welcome our trustees and board vice president, Ms. Kim McMath, to the stage. Also, please help me welcome Miss Laura Clark, Miss Ellen Balthazar, Miss Heather Sheffield, Miss Diane Hearn, and Miss Kelly Marwell.
I have these notes. I'm not of the generation that can read off my phone or memorize something, but I wanted to be here and say thank you on behalf of the Eanes Boards of Trustees. I'm excited to be here to welcome everyone to this convocation for 24-25 school year. I'm standing here today because our board president, James Spradley, is home ill. I know he wishes he could be here celebrating with us, and I know he's here in spirit. And before I start any more formal but very short notes, I want to say thanks to everyone who's been working so hard to make this day happen and exciting for us all. I was here at the PAC yesterday and to run through this very small part, and I saw administrators. I saw Claudia McWhorter, I saw Dr. Arnett, I saw David Poole, and the fantastic tech kids, and all working all day long to bring this to us. There are so many people in so many departments, there's too many to name, but we can still give them a huge round of applause and thanks for putting this together. Can you join me? So, convocation, and this is my 4th convocation as a trustee. It's a great celebration for all of us. All teachers, all educators, all staff, all volunteers. We do this to support and give our students a great educational experience. This is our time to say hello and welcome to our new teachers and staff. We're so pleased new staff, new teachers are joining our Eanes family. You're going to be appreciated here, I know that. Everyone, our new and returning staff and teachers, I hope you had a great summer, and we look forward to you continuing your magic for our schools and our students. The 7 elected community members that make up the Eanes Board of Trustees perform our official duties, and those are passing policies and strategy, and we attend official meetings. But we also have the privilege of getting to know all of you and your work. We get to see that magic that happens. We watched all summer long as magic of construction on playgrounds and grounds and improvements to our buildings unfolded. All year long, we get to watch the magic of you teaching our students and watching them soar and grow. All year long, well, we get to see the magic today in students' performances, that band. We get to see honoring our Teachers of the Year and in students working and helping put on this great convocation. As trustees, part of what we do, and this might not be our official duties, but it's another important part. It's to support each and every one of you working here in education for Eanes students. I hope you feel supported, and I know that the trustees, along with your principals and your managers, appreciate, love, and respect the talents you bring every single day. And I'm going to borrow a point made by Mr. Spradley last year when he said that we as trustees are motivated in our work by the energy that we see in this room. So as we begin this year, I hope you see us visiting your departments and your classrooms. We want to connect with you and we want to support you all of our 10 campuses, and transportation, food services, technology services, central admin, M&O, the police department, Eanes Care, and let's not forget the fabulous folks at Eanes Education Foundation. We want to support the magic each of you bring into this room and for our students. The trustees see this over and over again as we visit schools, when we volunteer, when we're able to attend a sports event or volunteer at AP exams, when we see the second grade musical at Barton Creek, or the carnival at Eanes Elementary, or Forest Trail Bingo, we see the magic in Eanes. So I want each and every one of you to know you make a difference to this district. From my children that started at Eanes Care all the way through Westlake High School, and for everyone in all departments, you are all magic, and your contribution to education is so appreciated. So whether you are starting your very first year here at Eanes, or you're a veteran teacher like Mrs. Mosier at Hill Country, the Board of Trustees wishes you the best. We admire your dedication to our students, and we wish you a great year ahead. Thank you so much.
She helps you with anything. Like, you can go to her for literally anything.
She's
amazing.
super approachable.
Yeah.
I could go up to her about literally anything cheer related, not cheer related, and she could give me like the best advice ever.
Yes.
She is a collab teacher with 4 classes. She's the head of the special ed department. She makes sure that everyone who has accommodations for the College Board or STAR receives their accommodation. And she's an assistant cheer coach. I mean, who else does that much?
She embodies characteristics like excellence, and you can see that through her engagement with our campus leaders here.
She will show up for you, and she makes the role of being an educator so much easier and so much more fulfilling.
She's a great person. I love her a lot. And she's kind, sweet. She's loving towards her students.
She's helped me grow as a student and just a person.
I think every student should be given an opportunity to succeed, no matter what level they're at. Every student can do something. I'm the coach that will take any girls who are crying, who are hurt, who are having a bad day, whether it's in school issues or out of school issues, I always am there.
I think being an athlete, the mental side is so important. So having a coach who cares so much about that side of you is really special.
My sister, she's coming into cheer, and I want her to have the same relationship I have with Coach L. So I'm like, just know that you can talk to her about anything.
Allison is a caregiver. She cares about kids. She respects people. She leads with compassion and treats everyone with kindness and respect. Congratulations, Ms. Livesti.
Congrats on Educator of the Year. We love you so much.
Congratulations, Coach L.
Congratulations, Coach L. We love you.
Every time I'm in her classroom, her students are so authentically engaged that it's truly just remarkable. She's always doing small groups. She's always down on the floor with students, working with kids who don't understand things. She's so friendly, so welcoming. She just really creates a comfortable classroom environment, I think.
Everything was very purposeful, very intentful, very well planned, and not just in our classroom, but also with planning with the entire grade level. She has just been super organized and on top of everything, and just the way she set everyone up for success, I think really makes her stand out as Educator of the Year.
If someone needs help, then she'll always be there for them.
She kind of changed my perspective on math, and instead of thinking, oh, math, it's so scary, making it almost a thing to look forward to.
She has a presence about her that is very peaceful and calming. I don't know that I've ever heard her raise her voice. And she seems to relate to the students no matter what the situation that they're going through or that they're dealing with.
When somebody needs help with a math problem, but she's working with someone, she won't yell at them. She'll just say, can I have 1 second? And she's just very kind to everybody.
Everyone should know that she's a good person and she really helps people.
Experiencing our lives alongside us is huge for them to see what it looks like to be a real person in the world and to be a member of the community and to be a friend. And if you teach them this level of acceptance and empathy, You get to kind of be the one to lead the charge of being real with them in the classroom and just not holding back and just being yourself and showing them what it looks like to have emotions and excitement and have failures and have hopes and dreams.
She's the best teacher ever. Congratulations on Educator of the Year, Miss Flaherty. You totally deserve it.
What makes Miss Lovett stand out is the fact that she advocates for her students so much. She's always going to go that extra mile. She'll get to school early, she'll stay late, she'll have hard conversations with people to make sure that those students are getting what they need and make sure they're successful.
She cares for her students, and she's really kind to them, and everybody should know that she's an awesome teacher. She's not just like normal teacher, she's awesome. She is kind and helpful, and if you're having trouble with something, she will always help you.
She's a helper and she's a doer, and she's just a great example to follow for how to help people.
I just think the best part is like being able to walk through elementary with these students. We get to notice and bring them into intervention, and then we get to see if it works or not, and then we get to go through testing and a diagnosis and really being able to support their families, support their students. And so I think just having the kids year to year is my absolute favorite thing. I was nervous for moving from a third grade classroom into this because I was like, oh, I really like having my students all day, and that was kind of my favorite part. I do get them every day, but for a shorter period, but I get them year after year after year. And so I get to know them and their families really well.
This position that she's in can be kind of isolating, but I think one of the things that the teachers appreciate about Carly and also the parents is that she hasn't forgotten what it's like to be a classroom teacher. And so she makes that extra effort to reach out to classroom teachers to make sure that that tier 1 instruction is where it can be and needs to be, so that her students are not only getting her instruction during win time, but also that great instruction during the day.
Congratulations, Miss Lovett, for being the Educator of the Year. Congratulations for being Educator of the Year.
That was really great. And did you know all of those videos are filmed and produced by Westlake High School students? Huge shout out to Miss Emily McIntyre and Miss Cheryl Loosemore for leading all of those talented students. And now we will have a stellar performance from West Ridge Middle School 6th grader Mateus Chen.
She is the glue that holds our 4th grade team together. We have like a saying in our 4th grade, and what would Julie do? Because we are always like, okay, Julie would know exactly what to do in these situations.
She's got such a great growth mindset with the kiddos that I think they really kind of take that in. It makes them want to be better and like do better.
She's patient with everybody. She makes sure they're learning what they need to learn. Everyone should know that Miss Burgess is awesome and great.
My role is to get students to be independent learners, independent thinkers, and if we're over supporting, then they're not going to get that. So we are figuring out what the roadblocks are, helping them get past the barriers, then to believe in themselves that they can do this, and then you can see them move on with independence, and that's the end goal.
She's a really good teacher, and she helps a lot of people. Miss Burgess is patient, kind, and helpful. She doesn't give me the answers, she helps me understand them. That makes my brain know more about the question. It helps my brain grow.
I love seeing it when you have a student who thinks they can't do something and then they find that they can. When they're successful, that's incredibly encouraging.
For me as a first-year teacher, it's been so amazing to watch and learn from her and make me a better educator. I mean, she makes everyone around her just better because she's so wonderful at her job. It makes you want to be as great as she is.
I always learn from her when I'm with her, and she's a phenomenal teacher, and she makes kids feel valued, seen, and loved, and that's what we want to do every day.
She deserves the award for sure. Congratulations to Miss Burgess. You're awesome.
Miss Pham is just one of those people that connects with each and every student. And what I think is so special about her is she finds each student's strength and she just lets them be themselves in her class, and they just get to learn and have fun and just feel safe and connected in her classroom.
Well, she makes stuff more exciting for us. Like instead of words that are silent letters, she said those letters. It's more exciting. She is a great teacher. A great teacher. Exciting, funny, amazing, joyful, and loyal.
I want my kids to feel very loved and secure during the day. I want them to feel that they are important and that they will be listened to and taken seriously. I want to make sure that kindness is expected and that everyone is included in play and work, just being really thoughtful about making every child feel welcome and important in the class.
Miss Pham's a great teacher. She was really kind. She takes good care of me.
If you know anything about the Elephant Circle, that really describes her and her love for kids and how she protects them. She really embodies everybody working together for the success of all of our students.
Congratulations for the Teacher of the Year, Miss Pham.
Congratulations, Bonnie. You deserve it. We love you.
Congratulations for getting that award.
Honestly, before going to Mr. Karindakar's class, I did not like science at all. But ever since being in her class, I feel like I've learned a lot more and I'm enjoying science. She came to me a couple years ago and said, we need to plan this experience for the entire campus. We made a whole school plan, got all of us out with solar glasses and UV beads that were all her ideas. And that was a community building experience that I will never forget.
She understands us and she's always willing to help.
I would tell you a joke about the periodic table, but all the good ones are gone. Those are just some of the jokes you'd make about the periodic table.
The best part and the most exhausting part are the same, and that's to be around these 13, 14-year-olds. I feel like I'm most alive when I'm in my class with my students. No two classes, no 2 days, no 2 years are the same. I love it. I love that middle schoolers are kind of in an age when they can make their own decisions, but they're still open to suggestions.
The way that she listens to students and really cares about each of us individually makes her a good educator.
She is genuine. She's humble. She pushes them to wander beyond the regular Texas texts, of the classroom, and she encourages them to ask questions.
She deflects praise, and she just is a humble person.
She's just so deserving. We have a lot of great teachers, but she's something special. Congratulations, Ms. Karandikar, for the Teacher of the Year award.
Congratulations to all of our 2024 Educators of the Year as they join me on stage. If you were an Educator of the Year on your campus previously, would you please stand so we can recognize you? Thank you for your service to our profession.
Please welcome the 2024 Educators of the Year. From Barton Creek Elementary, Sarah Russell. From Bridgepoint Elementary, Carly Levin. From Cedar Creek Elementary, Bonnie Pham. From Eames Elementary, Julie Burgess. From Forest Trail Elementary, Kaylee Flaherty. From Valley View Elementary, Elizabeth Bossamakopoulos. From Hill Country Middle School, Matt Beebe. From Westridge Middle School, Kavita Karundikar. And from Westlake High School, Allison Lifesti. And now, District Educator of the Year, Kavita Karundikar.
आदर्श शिक्षिका सन्मानाने माझा सत्कार केल्याबद्दल मी ईन्स शाळा समूहाचे मनापासून आभार मानते. Oops, wrong language. My friends here at Westridge advised me to deliver the speech in my first language, Marathi, so I wouldn't have to worry about the content. It was tempting. Giving a speech is definitely outside my comfort zone. I am grateful to the teachers, staff, and administration at Westridge because they're just awesome. I sincerely thank Eanes ISD and Westlake Rotary for recognizing me as the Educator of the Year. It's a great honor to accept this award. And I lovingly acknowledge the most important people in my life, Harish, Arav, and Avani, because they love me. I grew up in India, and I came to UT Austin as a graduate student. I wanted to teach, so I completed the UTeach program. I felt good with the curriculum, and I read books on classroom management. Yeah, I was excited when I started teaching math at AISD back in 2005. I thought I was ready. But some things are not taught in books. We must go through the experience ourselves. My first class gave me a culture shock I wasn't ready for. Everything was going great with my Get to Know You activity. Reviewing classroom expectations went flawlessly. Then I gave my students their list of supplies. This was before the iPad days. So I told my 7th grade math students that I required them to have only 3 things in my class at all times: their math notebook, a pencil, and a rubber. I know. I know. I know. So the entire classroom exploded in laughter. I was confused. Chaos ensued in my class. And I was never happier to hear the bell. So only after asking a fellow teacher did I realize that I may have some parent emails coming my way. I was so embarrassed that I contemplated quitting on the spot. Believe me, except for the US, in all former British colonies, an eraser is called a rubber. No. I needed plenty of courage to face that class again. No. Teaching and learning in the US was so very different from my own experience that I struggled to get on with the job, despite having superb mentors like Miss Owen and Miss Donspark at Bailey Middle School and Miss Wisman here at Westridge. I worked hard to understand the US education system, the language, sports, food, so on. I love math and science. They are the same everywhere, except for, those darn customary units, of course. Yeah. Wherever you are in the world, a quadratic equation doesn't have a real solution if the discriminant is negative. Each continent agrees that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So I'm okay with the content, but I can't change my accent. I can't certainly become a football fan, and I definitely cannot enjoy barbecue. I resisted making connections because I thought I was very different from others. I did not see that my differences and insecurities would actually bring me closer to my students and colleagues. After all, we are all the same, forever middle schoolers who mistakenly think that everyone else has it all figured out. It took me years to truly understand that the only things that matter for our profession are a thirst for learning, humility, and kindness. All good teachers are learners at heart. Students respect teachers who are knowledgeable about their content. They appreciate when teachers are prepared for the lesson and for their questions. They observe how we teach ourselves the stuff we don't know and how we share it with them. Learning how to learn empowers us and our students just as much. Humility. I make mistakes, often. Just the other day, I had to get a minor surgery done. They told me no food or drinks, and I didn't think water counted as a drink. So I drank water in the morning. Big mistake. Principal Bacon, don't roll your eyes. The doctor was nice. She happened to be an Eames parent. So she asked me to wait a few extra hours and gave me another chance the same day. Phew. Similar things happen in classroom. My Eduphoria tests, presentations, quizzes, even paper worksheets sometimes have errors. My first period has a few official mistake finders. They love to catch my mistakes. And I'm thankful when they do, so I can fix them. Humility also means embracing that many times my PLC members at Westridge and at Hill Country have better ideas about lessons and activities than I do. Like my students, I am a work in progress, and it's okay. All of us recognize that kindness is essential for teachers. Remember those green glasses from 5 years ago? Yeah. I think there's more to kindness than being considerate and supportive. Constructive criticism is a great way to show kindness because it shows that we care and enables everyone to progress toward their goals. Kindness is to have high expectations, demand hard work, and set an environment where rules are clear and respected. All this sounds easy in August, doesn't it? Yeah? But by March, it's so hard to be kind to a class of 30 students using hot glue guns to work on their projects. That's when I must remember to be kind to myself. So a thirst for learning, humility, and kindness. 3 things, and I don't have to worry about fitting in. Knowing this, I am a happier teacher. Not perfect, but happy with who I've become. The realities of our profession will be the same this year. Our pay will still feel abysmal. Yeah. We will likely get pulled in multiple directions every day. All of us will have that one class that we'll dread, and that one parent who will bombard us with callous emails. We will face challenges juggling work and our personal lives. So what's there to look forward to? Well, yeah, I know. But we are all here. Yeah. We have chosen to be a part of the Eanes family. And Eanes ISD is a great place to work. Let's take pride in it. I promise you this. We will interact with interesting, caring people and bright young minds this year. Our students and colleagues will inspire us. EEF and Booster Club will work hard to make our lives better. The new class of students will bring forth new possibilities. Personally, I look forward to meeting 8th grade teachers at our sea lunch and hanging out with my 300 hallway friends. Sure, we'll whine and complain, but we'll also laugh, tell stories, and share strategies. We'll learn together and we'll grow together. I look forward to being a happy teacher this year because a teacher's happiness matters to the students' well-being. Naveen Shalaya Varshasati, Sarvanna Shubhecha. Let's have a fabulous school year. Thank you.
Why are you a teacher?
Because when I was in school, I had some really great teachers, and I think that they just were so impressive to me that it made me want to be a teacher.
I'm a teacher because I'm a lifelong learner. You guys are so eager to learn, you're so eager to explore, and it's a privilege to work with young artists like yourself.
The teachers here are so amazing because they give us all of their confidence and they teach us how we can have confidence in ourselves.
They care for us so much and they teach so well, and I know what they do is hard, but they always do the best that they can.
There's a relationship between students and teachers that there isn't everywhere else. I think that I'm very privileged to have teachers that I know will care about me, that will care about my success in college and my career. The teachers here always have an impact and they just want the best for the students.
Just getting an opportunity to work with kids, that's a passion of mine, so I knew I wasn't going to be a teacher, but if I could be an officer and have an impact on kids in any fashion in my role and help them in any way, that is worth everything to me.
There's no place like this. Just special kids that I enjoy coming to work and working with them, and they make me laugh and smile every day.
Just being a small part of that piece that's helping them become adults is really rewarding and honestly what keeps me coming back every year.
I've loved getting to not only grow up as a student here, but also getting to grow up as a teacher and starting my teaching career as a little baby teacher and getting to have the district and all the different amazing educators that have been a part of my journey work alongside me and teach me and guide me.
And so it really does stay with you every step of the way because you have those relationships and you just feel supported throughout everything because, I mean, the teachers here really do. Like, all the staff here does care about the students and they do care about you, and you can feel that.
The Eanes Education Foundation is the financial fuel that helps accelerate the excellence of our school district every step of the way. And without the generosity and the donations of our community to EEF, we would not be the highly recognized school district that we are, and certainly not a destination school district either.
I value the fact that EEF makes it possible for there to be more teachers that are not just in the core content areas, because it really does help students to enjoy school, to find something that they love and that they want to spend their time doing.
That type of support, we're so gracious for it.
I hope you had a great summer vacation. In early July, my family and I ventured back to southern Indiana to visit my 91-year-old father. He still lives in the same house that my parents purchased when I was 6 years old, going into first grade. So I spent all of my school-age years in that house. A lot of memories there. And one afternoon while we were there, I went into what was my childhood bedroom, and on the lower shelf of the bookcase, I picked up my high school yearbooks. I had not looked at these in years, probably decades, and they brought back so many memories. And as I flipped through them, I came to the photograph of my freshman class. Now, you'll notice that they have put the class of '83 in quotes, as if we weren't the real class of '83. They thought we were a bunch of pretenders, evidently, or maybe we wouldn't graduate. There I am in the middle. Yes, I had hair when I was in high school. That is not a bad toupee. It's simply a bad haircut. And as I flipped through the pages of my yearbook, looking at all of those former classmates and friends, I saw her. I've never even told my wife about her. And so now suddenly this feels like a Dr. Phil show. And I have to confess, when I saw her picture, I could smell the scent of her perfume. I could still smell it. I could see her brown curly hair. I could hear the playful tap of her long lacquered fingernails. I could still feel how I would quiver and melt at the sound of her voice. Her name was Frances. She was not one of my classmates. She was my sophomore geometry teacher, and she scared me to death. She would command the classroom with a yardstick in her hand like a wagon master with a whip. And if you don't believe me, there it is in the corner. Always leaning there within arm's reach. And she would walk around the classroom demanding that we solve for X. And if we couldn't do it, she would whack the desk. And if we weren't quick enough to move our hands, we would lose a finger. That was a different generation, obviously, a different era altogether. She was not the kind of geometry teacher that we have here at Westlake High School. She was not a Rafe Byers or an Edgar Walters or an Ainsley Pylant or a Carla Sepulveda or a Jack Rhodes or a Bo Wilkes. I'm sure I'm forgetting one of them. Had she been that kind of geometry teacher, I would not have gotten a C+ in her class. It tanked my chances of being in the top 10%. Actually, I probably had no chance of being in the top 10% anyway, but look at her. She looks so smug, as if she derived some twisted sense of pleasure or satisfaction torturing me with these kinds of complex geometric and algebraic equations. Now, that may not look complex to you, but I was a sophomore taking geometry. At Eaton's, our third graders take geometry or pre-calc. But Mrs. Young would walk around the classroom demanding that we solve for X. And to this day, I have panic attacks when I hear that phrase. But today, we're not talking about solving for this kind of X. We're talking about solving for this kind of X. Now, if you have a problem with your X, I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. This is not a Dr. Phil show. But our X is different. Our X and the problem that we have to solve, the challenge that we're faced with every day is how do you get from excellent to exemplary? That's the X that we're trying to solve for. Webster defines exemplary as deserving imitation because of excellence, serving as a desirable model representing the best of its kind. That's what we aspire to, isn't it? In fact, if you look at our mission statement, exemplary is central to everything that we do, providing an exemplary education because we are excellent. But yet we want to be more than that. We want to be best in class. All last year, I shared with you the recognitions and the accolades that we're so proud of. On all of these lists and rankings, we are regularly at the top. And every day, we celebrate those achievements. But every day, we are challenged to solve for X. And I'm going to leave you with 3 very simple things to remember, and then I'm done. And as I visit your campuses throughout the fall and into the second semester, we're going to repeat these. We're going to spend a little bit more time and elaborate on these and talk about what does this mean for you personally and what does this mean for you as a campus and for us as a school district. So the first is we are going to celebrate your achievements, but we're going to resist complacence. We're an exemplary school district, but we cannot be satisfied with the status quo. We cannot rest on our laurels. Just because we have always been excellent doesn't mean we're always going to be excellent. So we have to work hard every day. Yes, we're going to celebrate all that you accomplish, you and your students, as a high-performing district. But we're also going to figure out a way to be even better. Secondly, we're going to prioritize the present, but we're going to forecast the future. Our priority today is to make sure that you are ready to welcome your students next Wednesday. You've got everything you need to be successful. Buses are ready to run. Cafeterias are fully stocked. You can greet them with a smile and know that when they come into your classroom that day, you have set them up for success, and we are there to support you. But yet we're still focused on the future. We still have to forecast what is on the horizon. We still have to look ahead, this lurching landscape of public education. Whether it be funding or facilities, we have to figure out a way to be even better. And the third thing is, as we dream big, we have to think innovatively, but adjust incrementally. We have grand plans, and we want to be innovative, but yet we know every day we have to adjust incrementally. We have to make small tweaks, not big changes, modifications, course corrections. Every day we're trying to figure out how to be just a little bit better. The best in the world do that. That's their process. Because whether you are an iconic pop star or you are an educational rock star, whether you are a swimming superstar, you're all excellent. But can you truly be exemplary? Can you be best in class? Can you help us be the exemplar that everyone looks to? We're watching the Olympics now, and every athlete who is competing in Paris is excellent. If they weren't, they wouldn't be there on that stage. They wouldn't have risen to that level. But of those athletes, all of whom are excellent, only a few are truly exemplary. Only a few will be able to step onto that podium at the end of their competition and receive either a bronze, a silver, or a gold medal, because they are exemplary. All of you are excellent. If you weren't, you wouldn't be here. We're an excellent school district. But we have to figure out a way to be exemplary. It's the journey, it's the process that gets us there. How do we become one of the 1%? Here's a great story, an illustration of that I think you'll enjoy.
Well, the world record holder at 2:08:50. That was set at the Pan Pacs in Victoria last August.
I'm Brendan Hansen. I'm a Eanes native. I've lived here since 2000 in Austin, Texas. I'm a 6-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-time world record holder. I've been in 3 Olympic Games. I swam for a very long time, and I tried to be at the top for as long as I possibly could.
Hansen pulling away from the field. 7:58, 59. That is a world record.
Champions, they're more obsessed with the journey than they are the destination. I think when you ask somebody that wants to be elite in what they do, a lot of them, they'll tell you what the day-to-day grind is and what the focus is to get there. So the process is way more important than the prize. And I think where we focus so heavily on the prize is we lose the vision of how to get there. A champion is always focused on the vision and direction of where they're going. And that's usually why they attain it. When I was racing, I think what was going through my mind was execute the plan, do what was asked of you. But I mean, what's funny is that one race was 59 seconds, the other one was 2 minutes and 4 seconds long. And the amount of preparation, like when you said that, my immediate thought process was go like 6 months back. When I walked into my coach's office and said, I want to break the world record this summer. And I don't think that story is told as much as it is what everybody sees and what everybody watches. The story and the process isn't always told. I told everybody that's the most valuable thing you learn in sport, or you learn in this process or journey is the journey itself. So when you mention that, what comes back to me in my head is just all of the sacrifices and adjustments I made that summer of 2006 going into those performances that really allowed me to execute the plan in the right moment. When I was younger, I think the key to my success was having good mentors. My grandfather always told me, like, you show me your friends and I'll show you your future. And so I always surrounded myself with people that were going to challenge me, that were going to push me to another level. I found that if I was around that kind of environment or that culture of people, it was innate that I was going to have the behaviors of the person that I wanted to be. In the process of all of that, I think once I found success and I learned the cycle of how that all played out, it was amazing how I always gravitated to the 1%ers. I always gravitated to the subject matter experts, and then in turn just was able to unlock a lot of that potential by just paying attention to my process, listening to people around me, and then having those great mentors to get me there. You cannot do anything that we just talked about. You can't be a record breaker holder, you can't be a 1%er, you can't be an Olympic gold medalist, can't be anything that you want to be if you don't believe in yourself first.
6, 7, 8, he's going to do it! He did it! He did it! A new world record! He did it! Hansen has set the world on fire yet again.
While I wasn't alive when our guest speaker won his first Olympic... While I wasn't alive when our first guest speaker won his Olympic gold medal, I can still appreciate the talent and dedication it took to become the best. Brendan Hansen has won 6 Olympic gold medals and is a former world record holder for 2 Olympic world records. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brendan Hansen.
Thanks, buddy. Jonathan had to put me down like that. Immediately date me. That's awesome. well, if the 1K coverage of the videos that you watched, or we have 4K now, that was 1K. Who here watched the Olympics this summer? Raise your hand. All right, NBC loves that. Anybody unapologetically screaming at the TV for Team USA? Yes? Okay. Anybody here want to become an Olympian now? You don't have to just swim. There's other things. Now there's breakdancing, there's surfing. I mean, there's all means stuff in there. Now that I've got all these questions and answers going, I want to ask you a question real quick. Do you believe you can be the world's greatest teacher? I got a couple of you. Okay, good. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I sat over there with my wife and I was watching everything that was going on, and the thought that keeps going through my head is, what the hell am I doing here? You don't need me. You don't need that Olympic concept. You don't need any of that. I am going to just say it straight out right now. This is the most powerful room I have ever spoken to in my entire life. But that comes with a lot. But I don't just throw stuff out there. You see, to become an Olympian, the definition of an Olympian is somebody who is passionate about a task. And they grind, they work at it, they sacrifice. They succeed, people tell them that they're good, they get support, they get no support. That's a big surprise. I remember when I was 12 years old and I put an Olympic medal around my neck, I turned to my dad and I was like, I want to be an Olympian. And he was like, yeah, okay, good luck. The one guy I thought, man, he'll get behind me. Not just yet, right? And then you fail. And you succeed, and then you fail, and you grind, and you teach, and you go back, and you learn, and you go back, and you fail, and you succeed, and it's this cycle. That's not much different than being a teacher. Now, I think it's crazy, and you may think I'm crazy for saying, how is this guy going to bridge being an educator and being an Olympian? But my wife taught in Westridge. Where's Westridge at? I didn't plan that, y'all. It just happened that way. For 7 years before we started having kids. My mother-in-law taught at Hill Country. Where's Hill Country? There we go. For 15 years. And so while I was dating my wife and I was part of a family that was educators, I realized the conversations I was having with them about my process and my journey as an Olympian was very similar to theirs as educators. I'd come home from practice, I'd sit down at the kitchen table, and I'd be like, my wife would be like, how was practice today? I'd be like, oh, it was so good. I mean, I am just on fire. The practice was this, and I got crazy, I got good. I mean, I crushed it. I think I'm gonna break the world record. I don't know. And I was like, how was your day? She's like, the lesson plan didn't go the way I thought it was. I caught an eraser, rubber, right? 24 hours later, I sit down at the table, and my wife goes, how was practice today? And I go, oh, it's the worst ever. I forgot to tie my suit. I don't know what's going on. How am I going to race against the world in a tiny Speedo? I can't even swim with guys that I'm racing with at Texas right now. How was your day? I finally got through to him, Brendan. I can't believe it. It finally happened. It was the best day we've ever had. It was amazing. The kids got it. They were excited. They left. It was the best hour of their day. You start to see the similarities in all of this. If you have a passion about something, all you have to do is understand that there is a cycle behind it. How you do that is really, really important. And I can only tell you from an Olympic perspective, but you have so many great role models here in this room, and we've heard from some of them, and you heard some of the kids talk about them as well, is you have to build a plan. That's the first step in all of this, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure you guys are good at that. Just build the plan. The second thing is be consistent. The third thing is it's not going to happen when you want it to. It's going to happen when it's supposed to. That's what I learned. That's what Olympians learn. That's what 1%ers learn. You just build a plan. And everybody that's like, oh, the hardest step is the first one. Oh, it's like, it's right. It is. Build a plan. Second thing is be consistent. Consistent is not doing the same thing every day. I'm not talking about complacency. I'm talking about consistency. So if I trained the same way I did in 2007 going into 2009, those are years, Jonathan. I'm not getting any better. If your lesson plans are the same as they were this year, as they are, or last year, as they are going into this year, expect the same results. That's a hard pill to swallow, and that's hard. But when 1%ers, you know what Olympians are so good at? Tinkering. They're good at adjusting. They're good at understanding. They're obsessed with trying to find, guys, I won Olympic gold medals like this one. Yeah, I think it's in the, it's that one right there. Yeah. I'm not going to put it on. That's for you guys. My wife has all 6 of them, so when you guys find her, just go find her. You can see them all. They're awesome. The 1%ers are obsessed with trying to get better. I won this Olympic gold medal by 3/100ths of a second. I've also lost Olympic medals by 3/100ths of a second. I missed making Olympic teams by 1/100th of a second. But that concept of trying to find ways to get faster, the concept of never being settled with where you are, being consistent is the greatest way to be at the top. If you just continue to bring it every day. I loved what I heard, which was the greatest days and the worst days are always going to be a reward. I think your district teacher said something along those lines, and I was like, great, she stole that from my speech. That's awesome. Well, I'm going to take the rubber joke is what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. But I get medals, right? I get to be on TV. I get some fame. I get a lot of stuff when you become an Olympian. What do teachers get? The question is, why do you do what you do, and why do I do what I do? And I'm trying to sit here and tell you that Olympians and teachers kind of in the same boat. We're all in the same boat. See, the crazy thing is Claudia asked me yesterday, she goes, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for tomorrow. Will you please bring your medals? And I was like, sure. And Dr. Arnett's like, are they like up on a frame? You got them like in your office, like there? And I was like, no. And he's like, what? And Claudia's like, where are they? I'm like, oh, they're in a room. And then my wife's like, okay, let me explain. Brennan, my medals are not what I value the most. They're not. The reward is never really what you value. See, I think the further I get away from the sport of swimming, the more I realize that the people that I got to be a part of, the person that I became as an individual, and all the things that I did in the journey leading up to it are the real reward. Because the great philosopher and comedian Jim Carrey said, the greatest currency that we have in this world is the effect we have on people. So Olympians, every 4 years, have a stage, right? We have the Olympics. We get an opportunity to get up in front of the world and inspire the youth to go out, and that is why I carry these around, not all the time. Right? But that's why they're not framed in my office. That's why they're not anywhere else. This thing's been dinged up. It's been held by over probably, I'm going to rough estimate, 100,000 kids. Because once they hold something like this, it's tangible. It's in their hands. They can see it. They go, what? Man, it's not that hard. That guy, Brennan, he's a normal guy. And all of a sudden, it starts to become a reality. And I'm telling you, the first step in your plan is believing that you can do it. And so all I can tell you is that my favorite part of my job now, as you're not supposed to say former Olympian, as an Olympian, is when a kid comes up to me and goes, Brendan, you don't remember this, but in this Tier Pro series that we swam in, you came up and high-fived me. And now I'm in college swimming and I have a degree and all that stuff. And I'm like, wow. Another kid comes to me, you threw me your cap. It was amazing. And now I'm swimming and it's awesome. You inspired me to do this. That's the reward of it all. And you don't realize it when you're competing. You don't. You don't realize it when you're teaching. But I'm just telling you right now, this is the most powerful room that I've ever spoken in front of. Hands down. And the reason is because every single day you're in the classroom is your Olympic Games. Every single day you have the opportunity to stand up and be the best you can be for who you are. Once you do that, I'm just telling you, build a plan, be consistent, and realize that it's not going to happen when you want it to. You're going to have more hard days than you're going to have good ones, trust me, right? But what's crazy for Olympians when their mindset and they think about this, we almost get more excited about the bad days because then we know every bad day that we have, we're that much closer to the good one. That's the way we think. That's the way 1%ers think. So think about the reward. Know what you have coming up. And understand that your ability to change the world, your ability to change kids' lives is way more powerful than me. Because when I sat here for the last 30 minutes, the first thing I said is, what the hell am I doing here? And the reason is because I don't control or have the power that you do as teachers as part of this Eanes ISD. So Jonathan and Dr. Arnett, why don't you guys come out here?
We thought you already had enough bling of another kind.
I just love shiny things. Okay.
Looks good.
Yeah, hey, you put this on, dude. There you go. Ask them if they want to be the world's greatest teacher.
I mean, do y'all want to be the world's greatest teacher?
Okay, I got some of them, Dr. Arnett. I was trying. It's like COVID, it'll spread. That's fine. Guys, this is your opening ceremonies, right? So there has to be some form of a dance routine, right? And it's not coming from me. Ladies and gentlemen, gotcha. Highline is here to knock you off your feet.
You've been
Well, what a way to open the year. Thank you, Highline, for sending us off to the beginning of a new school year. Brendan and Jonathan, thank you as well. For everybody who made this morning possible, take this energy with you. The school year is officially open. Have a great year.